Today I'm going to show you what lines are on TradingView and how you can use them. So, in order to see the lines on TradingView, you need to look to the left toolbar on your screen. So, below the crosshair, you get the lines option. Once you click on the arrow pointing towards the right, you can see more options have appeared. You have trend lines, array lines, information lines, extended lines, trend angles, horizontal line, array, a vertical line, and a cross line. So these are what we're going to be discussing today, starting with the trend line. So once you left click on a trend line, it can be drawn on your chart. This is usually done in order to show an upwards movement or a downwards movement. For example, you can have an upwards moving trend line, which indicates that the price action is moving in an upwards direction, or a downwards moving trend line, which tends to showcase that the price action is moving in a downwards fashion. In order for a trend line to be drawn, you need 2 points and then a third for it to be confirmed. So let's test our hypothesis out. Let's say we want to draw an upwards moving trend line. We would look towards the bottom of our screens, but we've accidentally added in the trend line, which does occur by accident sometimes. So I want to say that this is moving in an upwards fashion. Let's add a trend line. So I'm taking this point here, and then I would, once left click, I would draw and hold my cursor, and you can see that as we move it higher and higher, this trend line is being extended. You can see it acted as a support level. So trend lines can act as support and resistance levels depending on their nature. An upwards moving trend line can act as a support level, whereas a downwards moving trend line can act as a resistance level. So this was an upwards moving trend line, and a downwards moving trend line could be from this point here. So once we click on that again, we can draw that and bring it down on our chart, showcasing a downwards fashion. This could act as a resistance level as well. So these are some of the uses for the trend lines. Moreover, except the trend lines, we have different other uses. So going back, we can add array. Array can be placed by simply clicking on a point on your chart, and you can see that a line has now appeared. This makes it slightly easier. So let's say we wanted to draw array. It is auto extending on our chart and will appear as long as our chart exists. So you can see this was the array and this was the downwards moving trend line, where we need to select at which point it ends.